Let's move on to the final email today. And the final email today comes to us from Abdul Abbas, who writes, "Hey John, I love Roman Polanski's films, Rosemary's Baby, The Pianist, and Chinatown, but I feel guilty liking them because of what Polanski did. Do you think it's okay to appreciate him as a filmmaker and not as a human being?" You know, this is a question that we often have to ask ourselves, is separating the artist from the art. It's tough, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even know what I think. Let me tell you how my head is working right now, and I don't even know if I agree with the way my own head is working. So I don't think what I'm about to say is the right answer. It's just kind of how my head is operating right now. Let's take a guy like Kevin Spacey, right? Right now, it's weird the way my head is working. I could not watch something with Kevin Spacey that I haven't seen before anymore. Like, knowing all the stuff that he's done, I don't think I could watch a movie of his, whether it's a new movie or an older movie that I haven't watched before. I don't know that I could watch anything with Kevin Spacey anymore. However, and again, this is weird the way my head, I can't explain this. I feel like movies that I've already seen of his before I found out about all this stuff, whether it's a Seven, or whether it's a Usual Suspects, or whether it's rewatching Game of Cards, or House of Cards, I should say, I actually have no problem watching those again. Maybe it's because they're already in my brain that I already saw those before I knew there was any problem with Kevin Spacey. So again, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not even sure I agree with my own way of thinking right now. The way my head is kind of wired right now is like, I would have a very difficult time watching something Kevin Spacey was in that I had not seen before, because I wouldn't be able to separate the artist from the art. And yet, as stupid as this sounds, I don't think I'd have much problem watching something I had already seen him in and watching that again, because I would be able to separate the artist from the art. Almost makes no sense. I'm completely just going to agree with any of you who are saying right now, John, that makes no sense. I agree. That makes no sense. When you're talking like a kitty rapist like Roman Polanski, probably the same thing. Like, I've seen Rosemary's Baby. I've seen The Pianist. These are all great movies. Look, I'm not going to, they're great movies. And I kind of feel like the same way. I wouldn't be able to watch anything of his that I've not seen before without feeling sick to my stomach. But it's almost like my head has created this artificial barrier between the movies that I've already seen of his when I didn't know he was like what he was. And I don't know. It's really weird. And it goes back to that age-old question. How much should we separate the artist from the art? Sometimes is it right and appropriate to separate the artist from the art? Sometimes is it appropriate to not separate the two? It's a huge question. Like, what do we do with guys like Russell Crowe who throws phones at people? And he's my favorite actor in the world. But what do we do with something like that? Or it's in music. What do you do with a Chris Brown who beats women? What do you do with that? He's clearly a great artist. There's no doubting that. I mean, so it's a tough question that I think we have been asking for a long time, ever since we found out that celebrities can be jerkholes. And that's a long time. And what do we do? And you know what? I think we're going to continue to be asking this question moving forward. I had somebody ask me just the other week, you know, I have a hard time. Somebody wrote to me saying, I have a hard time watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies now, seeing what kind of Johnny Depp's become. And it's like, I don't have the answer to that. But it's great fodder for discussion. And I want to know what you guys think. When is it appropriate and when is it not appropriate to separate the artist from the art? It's a tough question. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have the answers, because I don't think I do. But it's a valuable discussion to have. So I've explained to you the way my weird head is kind of sorting it out right now, and I'm not even sure that I think that's the right way to do it. But let me know how you guys approach it. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on that. Jump down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Okay, guys, with all that out of the way, we've got just a few minutes left.